Whoa.
President Trump's trying to keep the nation safe, and it's scaring the hell out of the left. This week, Rex Tillerson and John Kelly went to Mexico, an actual country, to address border security. And after 8 years of hearing President Obama explain why Gitmo must close, the Trump White House says it needs to stay open because we get intel from there. That makes sense. And that's the point on its merits. His national security policies are pretty normal, but they're explained in a way that we're just not used to.
All of a sudden, for the first time, we're getting gang members out, we're getting drug lords out, we're getting really bad dudes out of this country.
We are getting the bad ones out. These are bad dudes.
The people that we're going against, they don't wear uniforms. They're sneaky, dirty rats.
All right. We've been so coddled by safe language that we think Trump's words somehow make his policies worse. The last guy before him would bend himself into a pretzel before he'd call an act of terror an act of terror. Radical Islam wasn't even in his dictionary, which leads me to Sweden.
You look at what's happening in Germany. You look at what's happening last night in Sweden. Sweden. Who would believe this? Sweden. They took in large numbers. They're having problems like they never thought possible.
Yep. Last week, that set the world's hair on fire when Trump suggested Sweden endured an immigrant-fueled spike in crime. He heard it on Tucker Carlson. Tonight, I hear it's a show. Of course, everyone said Trump was full of it. Well, except for the Swedes. Two leading Swedish Democrats, Jimmy Akeson and Mattias Karlsson, you know them. They echoed Trump's claims in the Wall Street Journal, writing, quote, Mr. Trump did not exaggerate Sweden's current problems. If anything, he understated them. And the media had mocked Trump until riots erupted in a heavily immigrant Stockholm suburb. Then the mockery disappeared faster than a turkey leg on Michael Moore's lap. So, even Trump's clapping. So when Trump says something, he's wrong because he says it bluntly until you realize later that he might be right, and then you move on quietly. But it doesn't matter how he says it. Liberals are going to hate Gitmo, borders, and extreme vetting anyway because national security is so mean. Gitmo, it's a jail. Yuck. Extreme vetting, it sounds like something horrible you do at the pound. And borders, that's discrimination. How dare you keep everyone out? So yeah, Gitmo, vetting, borders are all so mean. But why shouldn't they be? Trump's words are rough, but times are tough. You don't hire a bunny to be a guard dog. Jillian, you're a national security expert. Are his initiatives that out of bounds? I find them reasonable. It's just the way he delivers them that is a little bit different. You know what he is? He's straight out of Brooklyn. He's the Beastie Boys president.
Well, so what I was going to say is it's not that he's talking too tough and too bad ASS. It's that he sounds like...
You spelled out ass.
I'm terrified. I don't know. Look.
Oh, yeah.
It's still unclear to me what I'm allowed and not allowed to say on television, so I play it safe.
I love that. All right.
You can say anything. That's
right.
Yes. Really.
But he doesn't sound like he's so tough to me. He sounds like my uncle at Thanksgiving when he talks about national. He's like, these guys, like, they're terrible. We got to get rid of them. They're bad dudes. By the way, do you remember when Tommy Vitter, the Obama-era NSC spokesperson, I think he was on Special Report?
Yes.
It was one of our, this network's programs.
Right.
And he was like, he said the word dude, and everybody freaked out.
Yes.
And now the president is saying dude in a national address.
But he's saying bad dudes.
Bad dudes.
Like when Tommy Vitter said it, he was saying, like, Shep, what's up, dude?
He was like, dude.
Yeah, it was insulting. Rob, do you buy my theory that he's fairly traditional, but it's that he's speaking our language?
Well, he's not a polished politician, so he's going to do something really weird in Washington and say what he thinks. Right. And he's trying to he tried to speak the truth as best he can, but the problem is if you speak the truth, you're going to get labeled. Right. They're going to call you an Islamophobe. They're going to call you a racist. My favorite one lately is a misogynist. I don't know what that means, though, but when I hear people screaming that at a paid protest...
That means you are one.
No, it means... Is that what it is? The word that came to my mind was that that's just a snowflake yelling at him. So that's like the wavelength thing. But you know, that seems what they do, and it's so weird that a lot of these people, as far as the vetting goes, a lot of the left, boy, they will vet the hell out of you when you're trying to get a gun as a citizen. But if you want to come in for free, come on in.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what? I have to say, I think you killing Bin Laden makes you an Islamophobe. I'm just putting it out there.
I think it just means I was pro-gun using just a weapon the right way.
Yes, exactly.
The guns didn't kill people, the bullets in the fall did.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Tyrus. My theory is that, you know, the infiltration through migration, technology, and terror has changed the world. We have to look at things differently, and sometimes we have to use blunt language. No?
I mean, sometimes you got to tell these M-O-T-H-E-R what time it is. You know, I don't care how you say it. Just mean what you say.
Yeah. We only have to bleep one letter out of that, by the way.
Can we spell check him?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that was not right.
Yes.
With her fake news. Anybody trying to
fake news.
Oh, the Sweden thing, Greg.
Yes.
The blunt language is one thing. Saying that something happened last night when nothing happened.
Whoa. First of all, they stole that word, because when I was in college, snowflake was the white girls that would date us. We called them snowflakes. So you ain't calling me no snowflake. Sorry, Kat, go ahead. Go ahead. Because when you raise your voice, it's so much better.
I don't even know what it is.
So now you know.
All right. Okay, you two, I'm going to have to separate you two with more than two people. I have to get the audience to sit there. All right, Kat, you're trying to say something.
I was trying to, yes.
And now we're going to give you a chance to speak.
Well,
all right, that's it for tonight. I'm joking.
That's what misogyny is, by the way.
All right, Kat, go for it.
That's a fake unicorn.
So, as I was trying to say...
Yes, dear.
I agree with you. It's misogyny again. I agree with you a little bit. For example, on immigration particularly, Obama deported 2.5 million people, and everyone said he was such a nice guy because he talked like he was a nice guy.
Right.
But if we're talking about Sweden, it wasn't just that he said it bluntly. He said something happened last night that didn't happen. That wasn't a thing.
He was referring to Tucker Carlson's show.
Okay, exactly. But that's not in Sweden. I don't think so.
It airs in Sweden. It's in Swedish.
And also, the way that you can lie with statistics. For example, people are running around saying Sweden is the rape capital of the world because there's they have a high number of offenses.
Right.
But they're more encouraged to report the offenses. There's more things that count as rape than in other countries. Saudi Arabia, not so encouraged to report the offenses. So they have almost none.
Fair point.
By that metric, Saudi Arabia is a feminist paradise, which I really don't think.
No, you make an excellent point. By the way, I want to bring up this. This is such great news before we go to break. The Pentagon announced officially that they're calling the Islamic State ISIS, not ISIL anymore. So now we find it. Now, this is a big deal to me because for the longest, it's like clarity matters. For so long, like with Sean Combs, was he Puff Daddy or was he P. Diddy?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like it drives you nuts. It just drives you nuts. And so finally, I'm going like ISIS or ISIL, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy. Yeah, Daesh. Now I know. All right? I thought that was interesting. Maybe not.